welcome back to my personal channel. I am going to try to be more consistent when it comes to the videos that are going to be coming up in the future. I think that I took a little bit of time away from this channel because one, I wasn't too happy with the topics that I was talking about because I didn't really feel like it related enough to everyone, and I felt like I had more to offer you guys than just entrepreneurship type of topics. So I produced a video when was it? A while ago, asking you guys what you wanted, and I definitely got some great recommendations for you guys. So heading into the future, the topics I'll be talking about will revolve more about things that I'm interested about. So for example, I've got a few ideas coming up. So for example, how to read productively, how I work from home or how you could study from home. When you do what you love, like how does that feel? Why I quit social media, my daily timetable, how to make the most out of time. Yeah, so there's just a lot of different topics, I would say, that have just more to do with lifestyle, productivity, and just being the best that you can be for yourself, the best version of yourself. So anyways, today I'm going to be talking about how I stamp out stress. So I wanted to talk about this topic because I know all of us deal with stress either on a day-to-day basis, or even if it just kind of pops up a little bit here and there. We all know what it feels like to be stressed, and I feel like over the years I have definitely learned how to deal with stress really well. I've been able to manage it in the best way that I possibly can. And the one tip that I must have heard of somewhere or read it somewhere was basically, when you're stressed, you can't change anything. So if you can't change anything, then you can either choose to be stressed or just accept the situation and just let it be. So let me go into that in more detail. So for example, when you're stressed, usually, say for example, if you're in traffic, there's a lot of traffic around, you can't get to the destination in time, and so people out of stress may start to road rage, they start to drive a little bit, a little bit crazy, jumping lanes and everything. And you can just tell that this usually happens in peak hour traffic. Everyone's just wanting to get home, everyone's over their day, or on the flip side, at the start of the day, because people are running late to work. The other way you could look about it is being late to school, or being late to a meeting, or even a date. So in those situations, like, often you can't actually change the circumstance that you're in. You can't magically remove any of the cars on the road, or if your train is late, well then what are you gonna do about it, So as soon as I heard that tip and I actually started implementing it, I find that I deal with stress on a really good level, I would have to say. You just accept that you can't change the situation. So why would you choose the option of being stressed? Just be like, okay, this is how things are. I'm gonna do what I can. So for example, text my friend if I'm late, or just turn on the radio station or listen to Spotify and just relax while I'm here. Like, okay, I'm not gonna get to somewhere in time, but at the very least I can listen to a podcast, so you can, if you accept the situation and you flip it into more of a positive outlook, then I think it's a really great way to actually control that stress, and it's worked really well for me. So that's pretty much it. Like, that's my main tip. And then I guess when I was writing this down, I realized that I had some follow-on tips. So one thing that I developed over time after I'd learnt this first tip was to anticipate the things that make you stressed. And I would say, just as a side note, like, the reason why I try to avoid stress is because I know in terms of your health, like, stress is not good for you. I think it causes or increase your risks of certain health conditions, and yeah, it's just not healthy for you. So I think that's another like big reason why I try not to feel stressed whenever possible. So anticipating the things that make you stressed. So for example, if you are late to something, I'm using this example of being late quite a bit, but I feel like it's, you know, the one that makes a lot of people stressed, then why don't you just plan to have extra time on your side? So if you know that getting somewhere late makes you stress, well then get there 10 minutes early and make that a mission of yours, you know? For me, like I'm always somebody who's on time. Like I'm not really an early person, but I hate being late. But I guess despite the fact that I hate being late, it still won't drive me to be there like 15 minutes or 10 minutes early. So what I do is I kind of organize my time so that I can get there in time, but what I do is I create a buffer for myself. So I just say to myself, all right, well, you don't know what the traffic is like, so just make sure you leave 10 minutes early, and you probably still, you know, there will be traffic and you'll still get there in time. So that's like my way of doing things. And something else that I do is if I get somewhere early, I'm like, man, I'm just wasting my time sitting here. I bring a book with me. I bring my Kindle and I just use that time productively, which I'll talk more about in my video about being productive. So I would say that in order to anticipate what makes you stress, you have to actually understand what makes you stressed in the first place. So just as like a couple of, you know, extra pointers before I leave you guys today, sometimes you just like might wake up feeling stressed, and that happens to me sometimes, which is why I'm like offering you guys this example. But for a long time I didn't really understand why I woke up feeling stressed. Like I didn't know what it exactly was, and I've kind of pinpointed it down to the fact that usually it's because there's something that day that I don't want to do. Like either a project that I'm working on, I'm just not feeling, but I know I have to do it. Otherwise, you know, I'm gonna miss the deadline. So in order to eradicate that stress, I will do it first thing in the morning. It's my one goal to get it done and over with. And that way I know that once it is done, at the very least, the stress will be gone. And in comparison, if I did it later on in the day, I spend that entire day feeling stressed and having that weighing on me, and then you just don't end up having a good day. So understand that stress can cause procrastination as well. So in that instance where, you know, you just don't really want to do it, you have this underlying sense of stress, but you don't want to do it, right? It's like a catch-22, like, or not a catch-22, but it's kind of like a vicious cycle. Because you don't want to do it, it causes you more stress, and because you're more stressed, you don't want to do it more, right? So, I guess take action, understand your situation when you are stressed. If it is the fact that you just need to accept what's happening, know that you can't change it, and make the most out of that situation, then do that. And if you can identify what makes you stress and figure out actions in order to get rid of it, then I think that is the best way to approach stress. So yeah, I hope that's helpful for you guys. I am really happy talking about this kind of thing. So yeah, I will look forward to hearing your comments in this comment section below. So, you know, because this is such a baby channel, like the people that are here watching, thank you so much, by the way. But if you're commenting and you're giving me an understanding of what you appreciate in these videos, what you're looking for, or what you'd like to hear about, then that's gonna help me shape my channel and help it grow in a way that aligns with what you're after. So yeah, hope you have a great day. Bye.